podcast.
Une minute chrono, The Off.
The Off.
Bon, merci Ayron d'être avec nous pour cette interview. Thank you for this interview. Quelle sensation ça vous fait d'être à Cognac aujourd'hui? What's the sensation to be in Cognac today in this fantastic blues festival?
Oui, très magnifique. Très sensation. It's good to be here. Yeah, thank you so much. Merci beaucoup.
You meet some great musicians in your career.
Yeah.
Some bluesman musician.
Yeah.
Okay. So you are at your place.
Yeah, it feels like home again. You know, feels like when I first started. When I first started playing music, I played a lot of blues festivals. You know, in America. Opened for some really amazing blues acts, B.B. King and Robin Trower, Walter Trout and Jeff Beck, you know, really great blues artists. And so it's good to be back, you know, good to be back at a blues festival.
How can it be possible to define your music style?
My style? I think it's probably more rock than anything else, but definitely takes from the blues. You know, it's like English in that way. Like in English, we don't actually speak Latin based words. We just borrow them. You know, so I think my rock and roll takes from the blues and then adds a kind of maybe a hardcore element to it. You know, at times it can be grunge, sometimes it's metal. You know, but at the end of the day, it's all one thing.
Yeah, we noticed you have many influences. You are going to soul, to hip hop, to grunge music, maybe metal, as you say.
Right.
And you opened for many artists, and going to B.B. King, to A Theory of a Dead Man or Lamb of God.
Yeah, that's right.
So all of these artists, all of this kind of music are in your discotheque. This is music you're listening to. This is music you take influence from.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, when you tour or open for any number of different musicians, you always pick something up, you know, and take it with you. For instance, the other night we opened up for Gojira, you know, and watching Gojira, I'm going to take something from Gojira, you know. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so you know, you take a little bit from the different people you've played with and the people you're influenced by, you know.
Okay, and how do you manage to melt all these influences, to melt all the styles?
I think the blues is the glue that holds all these styles together, you know. Yeah. And I think that because I come from that place, I can see that perspective and I can bring them all into the same place and draw the correlations between all the different sounds, you know.
Yeah.
Child of a State was one of the best albums 2 days ago for me.
Yeah, man, thank you.
What's the fuel of the nature of your new album, Chronicles of a Kid?
Yeah, you know, it's a continuation. If Child of the State was chapter 1, Chronicles of the Kid is chapter 2, you know. So I think of things as past, present, future, you know, and I'd love to put another record together that kind of ties to these two records. But Chronicles, Child of the State is past, and Chronicles of the Kid is present. And then the next record I work on, hopefully, will be about the future, you know.
Une minute chrono, The Off.
So you mean as you are writing your music, you're also writing your stories?
Yeah.
And this is a story?
Yeah, certainly.
What kind of story?
This is the story of becoming a rock star, man. You know, of like what happens when a kid that comes from where I came from all of a sudden meets a little bit of money, a little bit of fame, and you know begins to become successful in his life. And there are positives, you know, there's a lot of great things. My kids are well taken care of. My wife and my kids are taken care of. My family's very well taken care of. But there's also negatives associated with that, within like dealing with fame. Like no one can tell you how to deal with fame. And I'm such a casual, I'm a very loving and open individual that sometimes I found myself in the thralls of something that maybe wasn't the most healthy for me, you know. So all these stories are talking about what I'm dealing with right now as a musical artist that's growing and becoming bigger.
Okay, so maybe this is a story of a kid born in Seattle.
Yeah, it's a kid from Seattle.
Really wants to be a rock star.
Yeah, the kid from Seattle became the kid in rock and roll, you know.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
And have you begun to write the next album?
Not yet. You know, I wrote this album right when I released my last album. Yeah. So it's just been go. So I'm taking a little time, a little bit of a break as I'm touring. And probably 6 months in or so,
Okay, so this is a story that has to be written.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
You don't know what the future is, and the story you don't know too.
Right. That's why Child of the State was stories from before.
Yeah,
Chronicles of the Kid is happening right now.
what you're living.
Right.
So,
And it's what I'm living through right now. And then, and then there's gonna be a future as well. So we'll get to that point soon. But right now, I'm just gonna live it. I'm just gonna take it all in and live it.
Why the choice of Blood on the Water as a new single?
Yeah.
Or your last single?
Oh, this current single, yeah, the Blood in the Water. I just thought that it was a tune that really embodied my story and personified what I'm doing right this moment. It's the irony of having parents that never got to see me play. That they never been to a concert. They've never seen me play guitar. They died before they ever knew who I would become. You see, and so Blood in the Water is me carrying my parents with me and transforming their legacy into something that isn't as hurtful or embarrassing, something that's brand new and something to be proud of, not just for me, but for my family and my children, and for the rest of the time.
Une minute chrono, The Off.
Tell me about the video of this song.
Yeah.
You are inside. It's a simply video.
Yeah. We just put it together. I don't even think that we thought it would become a music video. We thought maybe a lyric video at first, but I think it just hit so hard and was so powerful just sitting there and delivering the lyrics and the song. I think that's just what we thought was gonna hit. So we went with it, and it hit hard, man. It hit.
Yes, something minimalistic, but just you to face
Right.
your fate.
Right. Exactly. And this is the fate I've been dealt, and I think that Blood in the Water definitely embodies that story of mine.
And how do your children react to have a rock star as daddy?
I think they're still figuring it out, man. My daughter is 10.
Yeah.
And she knows more than they do, and she's starting to deal with it because she's starting to deal with the fame as well.
Yeah.
The little ones, they enjoy it, but they don't really know what it means. They're just kind of figuring it out.
Does she come with you sometimes to see you playing?
When I'm in Seattle, she does, and then I'll bring her to the radio station for interviews sometimes. With that though, sometimes they'll have her in interviews and things and talk, but she's just not quite ready for the fame yet. So I've kind of I'm opening the door, but I'm also pulling it back a little bit just to make sure she can handle it, because fame for children is really hard. And so. I as much as I would love for her to want to step in my footsteps, I also recognize that she needs some time to be a kid too, So I take my time with that.
It's good to save
Yeah.
the kids.
I saw you last year in Bordeaux, in Barbès.
Yeah, Bordeaux. Yeah.
It was a show particular, fire,
Yeah.
Electric, and it's your direction when you're on stage.
Right.
It's your, huh?
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's part of it. I think that I'm a really kind of laid back personality off the stage, and on the stage is where
Another one.
opens up. It's a whole other different thing, And so yeah, man. I think that the stage is where I find myself most comfortable. It's where this thing activates in me, this internal thing. It's a leadership role, a musicianship, singer, songwriter, artist comes out at that point, But when I'm off the stage, I'm just Ayron, except when I wear my clothes, because I like to look good. But that's it. Other than that, I'm you won't see too much of the artist unless I'm singing or playing.
Have you got a special remembering of a band you meet during your career, like Guns N' Roses, Patti Smith, Run DMC?
I remember all of them very fondly. But I think a moment that stands out for me, because I've met Duff and Slash, and I've gotten to meet B.B. King, and I've gotten to meet all these people. I think the moment that stands out for me though was meeting Mick Jagger backstage in Detroit when we opened for them in Detroit, and because Mick didn't, it was during COVID, and he wasn't talking to anybody at the time, and so for him to take a moment to stop and talk with me was a big deal. So that's a moment I'll never forget. Simply because he took the time, he walked past me, saw me, and then came back to talk to me. And that was a big deal to me for him to do that.
Moment.
Yeah, that was a big deal. And he
you say my life is cool.
Yeah, well, and also he spoke to me about my music too, which was to know that Mick Jagger is listening to your music is a big compliment. Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah, it's cool, man.
Anyone you would like to play with?
Oh, Rage Against the Machine is a big one on my list. Before they retire. Some pop artists, maybe Lil Wayne. There's a handful of artists I'd love to work with that are outside the rock genre too. So
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. You have some other project, maybe touring in Europe, some festival, something else you're going to do?
Yeah, I'll be back in October to do a few things here. I think a lot of the brunt of my touring after this is done will be latter half of this year I'll be in the U.S. And then beginning of next year I'm going to come back to Europe, I think, and start early and hit it hard, man. I think that's what we're looking at. But I've got a few dates in October. And then then I'm back in the States in November, and then I just keep touring, man. That's it. I'm gonna keep going,
Dreaming life.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Okay, thank you very much
Thank
for
you.
having us.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you, guys.
It
Man.
was really cool.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it, guys.
Le podcast
1 minute chrono, The Off.
The Off.